Welcome everyone. It is October 31st, 2022. It is a Monday and I am here just like I promised. So this is where we left off. Well, technically we left off here last time, right? But I went ahead and just colored the silhouette a little bit. Huh? You scared me. Welcome. I am kind of still looking for references. It's like there's a lot of artists that I follow, but once I have to find references, I kind of forget the people that I follow. Because I wanted to get a few references for style, but it appears that that is not happening. Let me just check the bookmarks on Twitter. I might have something. Also, I'm gonna do something for November where I'm gonna draw a couple from League of Legends every single day doing different prompts. It's not gonna be in the streams, it's gonna be like extra work. So look forward to seeing that in the social media, Twitter to be more precise. I might post it on YouTube, but I'm not sure. I think I'm just going to post on Twitter. I'm just looking. Through references. But I don't think... I mean, in terms of line art, maybe... No, this is too rough. I'm gonna use this image anyway. I'm gonna use this image. Yeah. This image is a good one. At least most of the character is well drawn, so might be able to use that. I'm gonna put like side by side with Kaeya. Yeah, for today at least I only have planned to do Linework. Also, I'm a bit focused on myself. How was your weekend? Kind of rude of me not to ask. Work. Ah. Yeah, that sucks. Oh, you watched the games? Nice, nice. The finals are supposed to be T1 in the RX, right? Or is the RX still playing to get to the finals? Yeah, T1 versus the RX, yeah. Yeah, I hope so. When are the finals? Are they today? Or is it like further away in the future? God, I'm not finding any good references. I hate this. There are a few interesting things next Sunday. Oh. me see. I am not finding good references for line art. I think I'm just gonna have to do it by myself today, because I'm already looking for references for like, I want to say like an hour and a half. So starting 9, and it could probably go until like 2 a.m. or something. Oh jeez. Alert. Okay, I'm not finding a lot of good stuff. Oh, this is really old. All right, I'm not gonna find any good references. I'm just gonna go with that. Usually references that have really good line weight are already painted, and it's hard to color it in. Well, my weekend was good. I found a book. Not a book, it's more like a magazine that is completely in Japanese, and I bought it, and I'm going to use it to practice reading. Albeit, like, I'm not going to be able to read like 90% of it, but you know, what I can read, at least I practice. It's about Gundams, and it's really cool. The only issue is that like every sentence has the word Gundam in it, which is a bit annoying. You know, at least I can read Gundam pretty quickly now. Ah, yes. What did I do? Okay. Oh, okay. The mic is working. I had to switch a few cables here. Hopefully, you aren't hearing like a storm. But yeah. I'm talking a bit lower than usual because I have family home. I know that I usually say that I don't stream with people home, but they warned me last minute and I didn't want to bail because tomorrow I'm already not going to be streaming. So, and I did warn that with a bit of anticipation, so it is what it is. But yeah, so I watched a bit of the course about illustration, and I wasn't a part of Linework, right? And technically speaking, the woman that is teaching, like, she sketches with this brush, but like very small, right? And then she line arts with this one. And having a little bit of opacity makes it all the more organic. Like the thinnest line, thickest line. So there's a lot of variation, and yeah. And there isn't a problem if we need to like adjust the canvas or anything like that. Yeah. Or if we need to sculpt the line a little bit, it's not a problem. From what I can see, like the hair does this really weird thing. So, also, I got this new eraser. It was a free asset, so I decided to get it while Clip Studio isn't completely subscription based. That allows me to erase things along the edge. I can do like this. Yeah. Oh wait, this doesn't have stabilizer. Let me just correction stabilization. I need a little bit of stabilizer because these brushes are used for Photoshop, and Photoshop has the stabilization in a different place. So in here I have like activated. Maybe we'll do something like that. It's a bit of trial and error, really. Like, a little bit of variation is necessary, so we're just gonna be doing that. Yeah, I'm feeling like much better with this piece than the previous ones. Which on one hand it makes sense. I'm more used to drawing males because of anatomy issues. Like you can study anatomy much better with male bodies than with female bodies. But I prefer drawing female. Like I have much more experience with males. But I'm trying to do a lot of things at once, like anatomy, the anime anatomy or style, call it. Right. And it makes it a little bit complicated for me. I'm gonna do like this and focus later. Focus later on the details of it all. Yeah. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, I feel like the course is really helping the quality of my work. I do watch it slowly and think about what I'm being taught, but yeah, I've said this before, like the main difference between what I do and what professionals do is just heavy referencing. I don't usually reference that much, which leaves a lot of room for not a lot of room, like a lot of work for the imagination, and we tend to think that we understand what we see and what we imagine, but we really don't, right? Artists don't think just out of their own imagination. They have a visual library, right? Out of practice, out of repeated observation, and I obviously don't have that. So I'm investing in it. Also, I hope the music isn't too loud. Because there are some times where it feels a bit like a little bit loud, but there's not so much. Added something, yeah. It's actually kind of funny. Like, I've been, I've been in a physics degree, and I've seen how people are usually there. And I've been in an arts degree, right? And people think very differently, but I never thought either of them were dumb, like generically speaking, because it's just different ways of thinking about things, right? Like there were a lot of people that went to art to escape mathematics, but they were still very intelligent individuals, right? That was like a growing experience on me. Sure, they might not have been very good at math, but like life isn't all about that. Albeit, it might help or an engineer or something, but I've seen people cheating in physics exams, so it's like there are stupid people in physics, there are smart people in arts. To an extent, I think I grew a lot from being in an arts degree. But at the same time, because I had so much, so many units about world history and things like that, and philosophy and such, I think I went there, at least that specific course, I went there too young, and every time it got heavy, I felt like I was getting older really quickly, and it was scary, right? I was starting to think I was no longer a young adult, and not in terms of age, just in terms of mentality. I saw the mentality like change really quickly, and that was scary. Because like you cannot go lightly studying about World War II. We had to because of the implications that it had in art, but it was really taxing. It's preferable to have that sort of line right there. Yeah, I think so. It's like, yeah. We tend to romanticize a lot the idea of the lone genius, and like that was never real to begin with. Even if artists work alone on their work, they're always inserted in communities. Yeah. There's background knowledge, like years of studying that led them there. There's always communities that bring more context to the work that the artist produces, right? And that sort of stuff, like, very often ignored, right? It's really problematic. It's like artists aren't that simple. People aren't that simple, so why would artists be? Right? I think I'm satisfied with this. Might have to erase here a little bit. Because I think in any area, if you're good, you worked really hard to get to that level, you know, and art is not excluded from that criteria. This is the hair, right? So this is just the main idea. Yeah, so we put the base color, but it's like, it's just to have an idea, because yeah, I'm gonna call this hair. I'm gonna do one for the face. And not only that, it's like I feel like in the science world, right? In the scientific community, there are certain things that you learn automatically because of the paradigm, right? Like the way the scientific method is approached nowadays makes it so that there's a handful of tools that you need to learn first, like almost automatically, in order to have credible work, right? Like statistical analysis and proper scientific procedure, you know, things like that. But in art, it doesn't work like that, from what I know at least, right? Like, it's a bit frustrating, at least for me, because I wasn't used to such a huge difference, right? You're very encouraged to experiment and finding your own way, which is in a way liberating, but in another way very scary, if that makes sense. Because when you start finding your way that early, I mean, let's say that soon, that early, you will immediately feel lost, right? Because it's the same thing as starting in science and already having to figure out what problems you want to solve. That is really difficult at first. Like, eventually you're gonna get there, but at first it's really difficult. I'm gonna make a folder and like put all of this in here so that I can just turn it off. Yeah. See, in the course, she said that we should do the face separately from the hair, so that when I need to liquefy the face, I can do it separately, and that way it becomes much easier for me. Which is true. See? I can edit the jawline without editing the hair, because I'm already comfortable with the hair. Now I need to see it flipped. think if it was moved a little bit to the side and rotate it. I couldn't do this in traditional. In traditional, it's more definite, or definitive, rather. But you have to get it right, or you need to erase. It's harder to adjust. Okay. I can see a problem here. Other than that, it should be relatively fine. I think it's okay. Yeah, we're gonna go with this so the colors don't distract me as much. But the sketch needs to be like this. Like much weaker. Yeah, like there were a lot of intelligent people there. Because it's the thing, right? Society tends to give value to the activities that contribute to what it thinks is useful. Well, art by itself doesn't have any inherent use, right? The artists do things, create things just because they want to. And then they show that to show the things they created other people just because they want to communicate. But you know, just communicating isn't useful for society, like, or it isn't seen as useful. It's seen as a waste of time, and I think that's kind of the decline of contemporary society. It's a bit of scientism to it, right? We turn our attention to science to give us all of the answers, but there are questions that are not scientific, and therefore we can't go about it through the scientific method, right? There are things that should stay in science, and there are things that should be somewhere else. Okay, so we have the hair there, but this is a purposeful decision. Now, I can do something like this, right? And this will lead me to have this. So in here, I'm going a bit by imagination on how the fingers work. And I guess I can get away with this. I know that I did like a stretched pinky, but I think I prefer this one. Like this. Yeah, I think I prefer it like that. I'll also like need to pass again just to give it weight, but for now we're doing like this. And again, this is already like much different from what I used to do, because I used to do a brush. I used to use a brush that always had the same width, but that is not very interesting. Like if I change the size already, it becomes much more interesting. So I'm gonna go with that. Also, I remembered something. I hope next year's World's Anthem is a good one, because last year's was it like Burn It All Down? I don't remember. Was it? Let me see. I heard it a little bit ago. It was okay. It had some hype to it, not a lot. Yeah, Burn It All Down. It had some hype to it, but not a lot. And this year was just very disappointing for a World Anthem, at least. It works as a pop song, but yeah. So I hope next year is good, because it's been a bit disappointing. Although I have to say the animation, at least the first half of the animation, like last year, was really good. I like the 2D part. The 3D part was a bit hard to follow, not gonna lie. I think the choreography was too scrambled, but the 2D part was really good. Yeah, that's it. The music is good, but not an anthem. I think that kind of describes it well. Yeah, I was actually very surprised to see like most of the community wasn't blown away by it, but like the criticism was constructive. Like, it's a good song, but not World's Anthem level of song. Not to say that the level is better, it's just a different approach to it. Right. Not to mention, it's like, because they take the pop approach to it, it becomes very repetitive very fast. And yeah, without a proper build-up or anything like that, being so repetitive, it just is mind-numbingly boring, unfortunately. Yeah. Oh, dude. I remember Warriors was really good, right? Like, it blew everything out of the water at the time. I mean, it was like season 4, so there wasn't a lot to compete with. But Rise was really, really good. Rise was really good, and the fact that I enjoy more the live um, the live interpretation of this song, right? Just incredible. I'm thinking, does this make sense? The arms are like that. So it should be here, right? Should be like here. Yeah, it should be like that. Yeah, because I'm adjusting this. Oh, because I'm adjusting this, I need to kind of like adjust everything as well. But that's okay. Rise was really, really good. Really, really good. God damn it. Another thing they do really well is like the season start, ranked season start cinematics, right? Like they get everyone pumped to start the grind all over again. 2018. 2018 was which one? I don't remember. Was it the one with G2? Because I know recently we've had no, 2018 maybe it was like Samsung Galaxy, right? Oh, three, yeah, Fnatic in the finals. Okay, I know which one. I know which one. Yeah, the West was pretty nutty that year, even if IG won. Invictus Gaming, yeah, I'm remembering now. Like, yeah, I think that marked kind of the return of the West. But this year is they're a bit dormant again. Because the RX is from the East, right? I find it fascinating how even the countries we call Eastern call themselves Eastern. Like Europe had such a powerful influence in colonial times that we made other countries call themselves whatever we wanted. I'm not saying that's a good thing, but I think you get what I mean. Because an Australia map could be upside down and would still make sense. The RX is Korean. Yeah, so it's Korea. Is it the Korean final? Basically, T1 is Korea, right? It's Faker. I have completely ignored all the pick'ems. Let me see. Lol. Pick'ems. I have ignored everything. It's just I'm just that good. What can I say? What can I say except I can't sing this or else I'm gonna be I'm gonna be DMCA'd. Okay. My coin said that T1 is gonna win. I believe so. If SKT1 wins, it's gonna be their fourth, right? Yeah, and a lot of people have picked T1. It would be a major upset if the RX managed to win. The wall. Oh damn. Alright. Then I gotta wait and see. Wait, I don't get rewards for using the coin. Yeah, that sucks. They weren't expected to make it to Worlds. Yeah. It's like, to be honest, the performance of the teams at this level is so high, and it's like, all of the teams are very comparable. Like, we might shit on NA and things like that, but to a certain extent, like, they are really good. Right? They managed to win some against some of the teams. So it's like, you know, it's a very small difference. There's got to be a winner. That is all. Okay, I would like to have better references for this, but whatever. I can come up with something here on the spot, right? Yeah. I shouldn't be doing this. It's bad practice, bad drawing practice. For anyone that's watching, don't do this. Don't be going like this, right? It's very bad practice. But they're on a different level than the rest. Yeah, it's noticeable. Like, even if the tournament, the way it's made, helps, or not the way it's made, but like the way the teams are drawn, if it helps some Western teams to get near the final, they're not gonna win, pretty much. Because like when it was with Fnatic and G2, they lost like 3-1 or 3-0, right? It's not even close to 3-2. And, you know, that's pretty much how it goes, I guess. I want to make this whole thing fluffier. Make it like this. B2 won MSI, but those two rosters were super teams that probably won't be repeated. Yeah. I'm kind of confused with my own sketch. I'll find a way. So we're gonna be inventing a little bit because I want this to be a little bit more puppy. That makes sense, right? Like if I do something like this, like this. I think this is a bit weird, isn't it? Yeah, it's definitely weird. It's a weird shape overall. I'm gonna have to redo this. The hair is on a different layer, so I'm not worried about that. Because the furring game looks weird. I might have to get like some references for this. This has some elements that I like, but I want to see something different. But yeah, it's a shame. Like, League pretty much belongs to Asia now. I think it's just not compatible with the culture that we have. And like, it's noticeable. You see people just like, oh, you play League, you don't have a life, right? Here, but in Asia it's different. In Asia, it's celebrated if you play League. So you have more encouragement, while in here it's going against the current, pretty much. And that can be very taxing, you know, always shitting on NA and things like that. That's very, very taxing. But I'm gonna copy this one. Uniform, but I have to be. Maybe if I do like longer strands. Yeah, the super server and things like that as well. Yeah, definitely. I think this is a good one. Yeah, bigger strands that are better here. Did you see what happens to? Yeah, the absolute tragedy. Like, I'm still not sure exactly what happened there, but like, people say that a celebrity was expected to appear there, and people started appearing from both sides of the street, and everyone got like stuck there. Like, it's scary because that thing can happen anywhere, right? And the images are just traumatizing. So many people doing CPR at once, right? It's just, man. That's why when I go out, which is not very frequent, but whatever. Whenever I go out, I don't like to be in enclosed spaces with a lot of people in them, like too densely packed, because I'm always afraid of that sort of stuff. It's really easy to everything to descend into chaos, and I'm always afraid of that sort of stuff. So I always like controlled environments. It's a real shame that so many people passed away. Yeah, literally nothing you can do. Like, the force of the mob is just so strong that you're just a domino piece, right? And eventually the domino effect will just make it so strong that people will start breaking limbs and being squashed, and yeah, that's why I don't like it. Because one of my problems is that I like to have things always under control. So I don't like those situations because it takes control from me. Right? Oh, I've been working for an hour and I only got this much done. It's kind of sad. Whatever. We continue. No. Some died while standing. I believe so. I mean, I knew that some people were fainting already due to lack of oxygen, so it wouldn't be too surprising if that happened. Unfortunately. Oh, in game it doesn't have the chain. That's interesting. But it does have a chain there. But I can't see it properly. And this is in game, so there isn't any chain. Alright. I'll go with this, I guess. Oh, right, the thing that I said I was gonna use, it's... No. What is it? Is it this? Yeah, thin chain. Yeah, I can use something like this, right? I just gotta change the color to a yellow, like shade. Wait, if I use red, it turns... Oh, it doesn't. Oh, it's like this. Alright, so I turn into yellow and do this. Right? And from afar. It's not bad. They didn't even have room to fall to the ground. Yeah, it's like, I never want to be in that situation. Never, ever, ever, ever. It's not possible to make it transparent, is it? But yeah. I'm gonna leave the chain as it is, because there's no way to like sketch it properly. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. But yeah. Like this weekend was eventful. Very eventful. All around the world. Actually, a good reference for this would be set. Now that I think about it. Oh, whatever. Pretty much done with it anyway. Yeah, I might have to like adjust this part as well. That is okay. There are certain things that are not a part of sketch, like variation in color. Or like, let's just still on the subject, people being trampled. Like, there's a lot of examples out there of just poor organization. I mean, in this case, because it was so spontaneous, right? There was like nothing anyone could have done about it. But there are a lot of situations, like the Astral World thing, where you know, people just got squashed right in front of the stage. Like, that should not have happened. I always forget. Are you still watching Spy Family? Or have you not watched it? You watched, yeah. Alright. I'm really enjoying this part. Also, I really like the way that Anya is written. Like the way she thinks. That is definitely how a kid thinks. Like, it's just so entertaining. Oh, the moderation in the chat is a bit harsh, but feel good drug. Oh, I know, right? And next episode we're gonna get bored of latte. Oh my god. Ah. No, it's just that you wrote that Anya is dumb, and dumb is moderated automatically. But it's like it's only retained, it's not banned, so I can allow that. But I have to do it manually. But I think it's good. It's just to, you know, to reduce any possible toxicity. In this case, it has proper context. Like I don't want racism or any kind of phobia in the chat. Actually, I'm thinking that I'm going to withdraw this part to make it have more folds. But yeah, like I can guarantee you, like kids are really similar to Anya in the way they think. Like I remember conversations when I was really young, you know, kids just saying, you know, oh, my brother could beat up your brother. Oh yeah, I'm gonna call my uncle. It is exactly how Anya thinks. I'm gonna bring my dog, and my dog is really cool, and then you're gonna be very impressed. Oh, dude, don't tell me that. I'm gonna lose hope in humanity. Come on. The only thing that's like holding me is kids. Yeah, social media algorithm. At least, yeah, I kind of agree. Yeah, they're definitely exposed to a lot of things they don't understand yet, fortunately. But I don't think that's their fault. I think that could be avoided with proper parental moderation. Problem is, like, it's just parents. Parents want to take a break, right? And technology offers that easy escape from the responsibilities for a little bit, which I totally understand, right? It's like with a little bit of setup, you could protect your kids from a lot of content that, you know, could be damaging in early ages. Yeah. It's like, for instance, even Nintendo products have parental settings. Like, you can't access the internet without, or at least browsers. You can access browsers without permission and things like that. Right? I remember that mine had that option. My mom never used it. There was never any need. But yeah, like, there's that. Right? Even for phones, you can have parental things on phones. Companies put them there for a reason. It's just the parents never use them. But they are definitely helpful in moderating the content that kids are exposed to. Like, even YouTube itself moderates a lot of the content that is on the platform. Whether intentionally or just by not being present enough. Yeah, I think not being present enough is a big issue. I've thought about it before, like whether or not I want kids. And it's like, I take it very seriously, so I'm not sure if I'd be able to raise a kid. I really don't know. Actually. Sure. I need to correct this, right? Like, people think it's just making them. Making them is the easy part. Now, raising them, that is complicated. It requires a lot of resources, whether it's monetary resources or just time. You know, a lot of times you don't have the energy, but you need to make that extra sacrifice for them. And some people don't consider that, right? They just think it's a fun experience in their life, and they can ignore them whenever they want to. I once heard this, and I think it's really true. Like, a dog prepares you for a baby, a cat prepares you for a teenager. And I think that's kind of true. But then again, I'm talking all serious about this. But, like, I would never raise a kid on my own. So even if I had the monetary resources to, I wouldn't. I just think two people are better than alone. In most cases, at least. But yeah, what does a turtle prepare you to? I don't know. I don't know what you do for a turtle. Like, what do you do for a turtle? You make sure, like, it's considered an aquarium for a turtle. Like, I know that it needs water, but is it an aquarium? Because I've seen turtles with very shallow water, right? I know that like they grow according to the size of the space that they have. So like if the space is not expanded, they stop growing. That makes a terrarium an aquarium. Yeah. Like is it considered an aquarium or a terrarium? You know, those are the questions that we need answers. That's why you study biology, man. I don't need dinosaurs, I need answers. So it should be a little bit closer to this. It's a bit sketchy, so but there's a bit of weight there. Overall, there isn't. I don't know exactly what lessons to take from that. Gotta be honest. Turtleary. Yes, the turtlearium. Of course. I mean, like, to a turtle, you feed it, you keep the environment clean, and you give it space for it to grow. Yeah, I don't think there's like a neat counterpart in humans that we can associate it with, right? Like, you usually give space to adults, not so much children. So, but you usually don't directly feed adults. So, I don't know. Guess a turtle just prepares you for responsibility with nothing in return. Unless, you know, you look at a turtle and you're already excited, then I guess that's what you get back from it. Because they don't do much. That's for certain. True, true. Give them some weapons as well. Give them a giant rat. Where the rats? like the recent show from Ninja Turtles has like godly animation. It's ridiculous. It's a mix of like a Studio Trigger style and a Western style. I've been meaning to watch it. A friend of mine has been saying for me to watch it, but like, I don't know. There's so many things to watch. I think Big Mouth has a new season. It's like Big Mouth is not a masterpiece, not even close, but there are some episodes that are really good that I think people sleep on just because the characters are really ugly. Which is unfortunate. But I think it was sort of a smart decision to make the characters ugly because the show is pretty much like children learning about their own sexuality, right? So, you know, there are a lot of weirdos out there. So it was like a sacrifice that needed to be done, I think. Unfortunately. But there are like some really, really good episodes. Ah, yes. The chat response. That reminds me of something. The other day, my mom showed me a picture of a new family member, right? Newborn baby that was born very recently, very, very recently. And she told me like, oh, she looks just like her grandfather, and I was just like, how can you tell? Like, it looks like a regular ass baby, right? How can you tell that it looks like her grandpa? Family DLC, yeah. It looks like a normal baby, right? The only difference is that I can see in babies is when they're really ugly, right? Most of them are normal, chubby, small noses. You know, some don't smile that much, which I think is kind of funny. But other than that, it's eh. You know? Like, I get it, it's a very important event, but I don't see the difference in the face yet. You know, give it like 2 or 3 years. I think this is looking good, right? I might have to like define a little bit of detail here, but overall it's going well. Maybe it's an experience thing. It just reminds me of that whole thing of, oh, remember me? I met you when you were 5 months old. It's like, yeah, I'd be surprised if anyone remembered anything at 5 months old. Like, people make the stupidest questions. Swear to God. It's like, I get it, you have met me, I haven't met you yet. Ugh. Like, it sounds obvious, but like, that also means there's a lot of people out there that have known of your existence for longer than you have, right? Sorry about the noise. I'm just adjusting the microphone. Let me just adjust it. I'm gonna mute it for a little bit. It should be fine now. It's just the pop filter was weird. Yeah. True. Sure. It's weird. Yeah. And it's like we tend to measure things, like we tend to put ourselves as the measure of all things, right? But there's a lot of things that happened that do not imply your existence, right? Completely adjacent to whatever. Like, you weren't here and things still happened, you know? To a certain extent, yes. But I think maturity is like avoiding that behavior. Like, you won't be able to avoid it 100% of the time, but I think part of maturity and growing up is knowing that, like, sometimes you're not the, yeah, kind of. But maturity, I think it's knowing that we're not the center of the universe, which to some capacity, like, goes back to the whole having kids thing, right? That is a lesson that a lot of parents learn once they have kids, Like, there's a lot of people that become jealous because of the attention that their kids have. Right? Because they're no longer the center of the universe. Their kid is. And the same thing happened with brothers and sisters and things like that. She's also, like, scary. But, yeah. It's just our behavior. I mean, true. Yeah. It's much more interesting watching the accident than being part of the accident. The top right, damn. You can't do that. I had that place reserved months ago. Also, this weekend, I went out with some friends from college. And top right, but 2 centimeters down. Okay, that's acceptable. But I went out and I tried to explain the idea that I had for the story that I'm making. So I started to explain how there's like different sizes of infinity. Oh man. I'm an absolute dumbass. I'm sure I bored everyone halfway through the conversation, but like once I explained everything, everything fit into place because I saw like their heads light up doing the whole explanation. Like I could see them so confused. Like I've been thinking a lot about our interpretation of, when I mean our, I mean the monotheistic interpretation of what a god is, right? like, oh, omnipotent, omnipresent, and all sort of that stuff. It's like there's so much that you can do with that concept that people are just using to fill in blanks of knowledge. Like, oh, what was there in the beginning of the universe? There was God, and like, yeah, that would shut up anyone that would have questions, but it's like, it's such an underwhelming use for such a concept, right? Basically making the coolest concept, but being so underwhelming. I mean, like, I know the Old Testament has some really out there stories, but it's like you can make such interesting stories with the whole concept. Yeah, I also believe in that. That's why everything returns to crab. It was from crab to crab. Yes. In fact, let me just open a new one. No. You're completely wrong. So basically, the universe is in the shape of a shell, right? The universe is in the shape of a shell, and there are many universes out there, right? And basically, when one giant crab needs to move, right, it moves to a bigger shell, and so on and so forth. Yeah, that's the cycle of the universe. It was just switch giant crab for cosmic TV. Yeah. Figurative. We need to start replacing the word literally with the word figuratively, because the word literally has lost its meaning, which is kind of funny. Yeah. Make it look crabby. Literally lost its nice one. Yeah. Today is the day of spooks. Have you ever played Undertale? No, yeah. I mean, I can download it and bring it later today if you want. Actually, what the fuck? Oh, this is construction lines. I thought this was something else. Yeah, I can bring Undertale today if you want to play it. Albeit you're probably not going to pass it all today, but like... Oh, you bought it. Okay, never mind then. Yeah. I think I had a neutral ending when I played it, but it was a really weird one because Sans was waiting for me, but he didn't challenge me. Because I didn't kill, like, all of the mobs, right? Like, I killed all of the bosses, but I didn't kill all of the mobs, so I wasn't in a genocide route. I was just normal, or like neutral route, right? And yeah. Like he showed up near the end, and just said, "Oh, love and EXP are actually based on how violent you are," and I was like, "Ah, cool," and just passed. It was really funny. Like, I needed help to pass Asgore, but I passed Omega Flowey on my own. The neutral ending is the intended first ending because then you feel bad and go through the pacifist route. Yeah, but I think it's like because it's not the true pacifist, then the game starts to see what you're doing, right? And like most people see that you're pacifist, but then you have the ones that have game knowledge that starts to judge you. Also, even if you don't follow the current season of Rick and Morty, I'm gonna make you watch the dinosaur episode. It's just so good. It works more or less as a standalone episode. There's the space Beth, but she's not really relevant for the plot. But the dinosaur episode is really good. I'm gonna have to make you watch it. I mean, the episodes aren't really that long. We could watch... It's 6 episodes so far, so we could watch the 6 episodes today. But at least the dinosaur one. The dinosaur one you have to watch. It's like... I think you're really gonna enjoy it. Yes. Yes, of course. Of course. Insert the Star Wars meme. That's why I'm here. Exactly. I mean, you can't even say bone at conventions, so you gotta make your fun elsewhere. Bone. Okay, the sword is gonna be in a different layer. Yeah. Just gonna draw this part just to be safe, I think. Yeah. Most is probably drawn already. Oh, this part. So I gotta think about this. Okay, so it does have like pieces that can do that. So I think I'm gonna do something like this. Right. I think this is a cool detail like that. We'll maybe keep it right? And like the way this whole thing works, where yep. I think it's more natural like this, like more exponential and less linear. Yo, what up, gamer? How's it going? What time is it? 10:42. I don't have an idea of what time it is down under, but it should be a bit late, right? How was your weekend? It's too late time. It's gamer time. Get your G Fuel and Raid Shadow Legends ready. The weekend is the week. Damn. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Hasn't happened in a while. Damn. This last one is coming together. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's all coming together. Yes, let me draw with the eraser. That's gonna be really fun. Thinking if I should use ruler for this. God fucking damn it. I did some form practice. Ooh, form practice, nice. Nice. That is really good. Studying the three-dimensionality of things. Very studious. Academic. Oh. I don't know what I'm doing, but yeah, studying the form is always very important because, you know, the better you know the forms, the less time you'll spend with guidelines. And if you reach like Kim Jong-gi levels, you will see the guidelines in your head without having to draw them. You start the week on Sunday. Wait, these are various links. All right. The eyes, good. Some of them are better than others, I do have to say. Some feel a little bit mushy. Some are well defined, very good. The noses and the mouths. Iteration. Yes, that's very good practice. That's very good practice. To eliminate sources of error and to figure out what works. There are a few ears that work really well here. Yeah, and I can definitely see the iteration now that you said it. Like the first one is still a bit scratchy, but you get better, yeah, really quickly. I think the noses are just the way they are because it's a complicated shape, right? Once you click with the shape, it's when it'll make a massive jump. But I'd say it's really good already. Yeah. But like the noses include a lot of hard contrasts because they have like very rounded tips, but at the same time the nostrils hide a lot, right? So they have very strong shadows. And Yeah, it's not necessarily an easy shape. But overall, it works. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Still, it's not. It's like it was a bit inconsistent, but it's still pretty consistent, if I can say it. Where like the nose is a complicated subject because you know there's a lot of different shapes of noses, right? Like there are people, if we do the brow ridge, there are people that have noses like this. Not even kidding. Like it goes in. There are people that have noses like this. There are people that have noses like this. Almost like a Disney nose. And it's weird because all of these shapes work, but when you're working, you can tell that even if you're close to any of these shapes, if it's wrong, right? It doesn't matter what shape it comes in. There are noses that come like straight. It's very complicated. But iteration is a very good practice to improve fast. So I'm pleasantly surprised that you're doing that. Because I sure am not. I mean, I sort of am, but not as fast as you. I'm using the Genshin characters as an iteration thing, but a slower one. You know, I'm going about the whole process and not small pieces. If I went about it in smaller pieces, I'm sure I would be improving faster, but it's not as interesting of a stream, you know. Like the stream is not my main priority, but if I'm streaming, I might as well do something interesting. Yeah, iteration at a larger scale. You can call that. I think leaps are the least variable. I think they were very consistent, yes. Like, you want to make a comparison? Let's do like this. Like, just this alone, right? Let me open. Yeah, I already did like a quick concept for the background. So basically, I went like someone dead here with an ice pillar, because Kaeya is an ice user, and like I put colors just to see how it works. Like this is not yet. It's just to get an initial idea, right? Because if it doesn't work, I need to know beforehand, you know. Let me see, where is it? Here, Genshin, Gene. I'm gonna open this because a 2-3 tone silhouette, maybe. Like, disgusting. Now this disgusting. I'm sorry, it's just the way it is, man. I hate that one, but it's the first one in the actual series. If you kind of ignore Tainari, but Tainari I did Tainari or Tinari. I don't know how people pronounce it. Whatever. I did it with an entirely different method from another artist. So teeny bobini. But it's like I'm starting to get somewhere with this, I feel, you know? But it's still taking a long time to figure it out. This is different. Same for a canned beer in Australia. Damn. I learned something today. Circles. Yes. Fuck it. The struggle is real. There we go. Do you know any Aussie slang? I know that you refer to McDonald's as Macca's, right? I learned that from an Australian YouTuber. Yeah, Macca's. Like on the top of my head. I know that you use mate a lot. I actually don't know. I don't know that much slang, I think. It's a weird thing, because whenever I hear an Australian speak, like with a lot of slang, I can understand like half of it, even though I recognize everything is English. Does Portuguese have any interesting slang? I mean, we do. Let me see. Sometimes when we wanna tell someone to go F themselves, like we can literally say that. Like if you translated it directly, it would be the same. But there's also like other expressions that mean the same thing. For instance, it's hard to explain this, but like you see a ship, like an old I can explain this. Like those old types of sails, right? This is necessary to explain it. Like, right, you have the ship, and you have this post right here. Sailors don't like to go here, because they have to be isolated, right? It's just recon. Yeah, the crow's nest. There's a specific word in Portuguese for that place, and when we want to say that to someone, we can use the expression, go to the crow's nest, but in Portuguese, I will not say it. Yeah, there's that. What else? We usually use a lot the expression of like canned sardines, which is just to say that a place is very cramped. But I think that's also like common in other languages. So, but we use that a lot. That's intensely mild. Yeah, I mean, in terms of insults, I don't think Portuguese insults are like. I went with this one because it's a unique one because it's very tied to our um, exploration, like sea exploration or nautical exploration times, right? So I think it's kind of funny that we developed slang there around it as well. Um, like I know, for instance, some racist slang as well. You know, that's like I know it because my grandparents aren't very progressive, and unfortunately they kind of use those expressions. So it's like, it kind of sucks, but yeah. There is that sort of stuff, but I'm not very exposed to that, so it's hard for me to tell exactly. Um, well, there is an interesting thing, like for instance, it is very acceptable, for in the United States, right, for people of African American race, it's acceptable to call them black. But in Portuguese, you don't call them black. Calling them black is the offensive way. You call them, again, don't take this out of context, right? So in the States, you don't call them Negroes because that has a lot of racist connotation. But in Portuguese, if you call them black, you're being racist. But if you call them Negroes, you're being more polite about it. Which was an interesting linguistic variation, which like it means the same in Spanish. I think so, yes. To me, it's kind of interesting that it went that way because technically speaking, both words mean the same thing, right? It's just black, the color black. That's it, right? It's like I thought it was interesting how it was the opposite in languages and not some alternative. Yeah. Negro is just dark color or black. Yeah. Pretty much. But in English, I guess I understand why in English it's kind of forbidden. It's because it originated the racist insults from slavery and things like that, right? And segregation. the N word. So I understand. This is a very risky stream. Wait, let me. There's a candy. Let me see. Yeah, yeah. See, it's. I want to assume at least that it's like that because the candy is black, right? Yeah. So that word is equivalent. Yeah. I would just like to, there's a few situations where, for instance, American people have felt insulted when coming to Europe because of that. But it's like it's culture shock, right? Or jumping to conclusions, we must understand the context behind it, because it might be just miscommunication. Licorice cola flavor. Yeah, yeah. Because cola flavored things are usually darker, so. I'm just trying to think now. Would the sword be in front of the foot or back of the foot? Also, this should be connected. So, just gonna connect it like that. It's a bit lazy, but whatever. Be a bit quick about it. Oof. This line, absolute disaster. But yeah, there's a lot of different things about culture. Like I learned that because I don't know if I talked about this here already. Like because of a copyright thing, Burger King in Australia is Hungry Jack's. Right? And then the patent lifted, but because everyone knew Burger King as Hungry Jack's, now they don't change. Right? I think those things are interesting. And I also think Japanese also call McDonald's as Macca. I think, or at least some places call them Macca. So that's funny. Donarudo. This is racist. Better yet, some people would consider it racist. I just consider it a celebration of cultures. "86 hours doing art in October." Yo, that's really good. What, you wanted more? You wanted more than 86 hours? I mean, you do have a full time, right? I remember you saying that you worked in programming, so there's only so much that you can push yourself to. Yeah, yeah, 86 hours is really good. you can try for that in a month where you get like vacations or something, right? Because that's 86 is like almost 3 hours a day, every day. So, you know, you just need like 4 hours a day and you will easily cross 100. So. Just stretching a little bit. Because it's been 2 hours and 15. In about 45 I'm gonna leave, but I'm gonna try to give the liner a little bit of weight. Also, why did I bring... Never mind. Yeah, just give it a little bit of weight. My elbow's actually been sore for a week. Because you're still getting used to like using your whole arm to draw, or it's just elbow problems. Because yeah, like if you have any body pain, you should slow down. Yeah. Some people are very adamant into pushing through pain, and it's like that's not gonna get you anywhere. It's been unconsciously gripping too hard. Yeah. Stretching every hour now. Yeah, you do well. Just be careful to not hurt yourself while stretching, because that can also happen. Like this. Anything overlapping anything? I don't think so. Right? And I made the sense curve on the stylus more sensitive. Funny reference site. By the way, speaking of reference sites, do you know anything that is like Sete Dreams? Because you talked to me about that the other day, and I bookmarked it, but the site doesn't work anymore. And I was gonna use that to study, but it doesn't exist anymore. Yeah, don't worry too much about it though. It's not an emergency. I'm sure if I search for Sete, I'm gonna find something eventually. I know they still have a Twitter account, but the site was more organized. Oh, you're worried? You're worried about me? The VIP is worried. Oh no. Just a little bit of weight into this. Not too much though. I don't think that's good practice. But a little bit of weight. Yes. Let me just fix this. Just to add some variation to it. But yeah, you weren't here, people. I announced that I was going to do a challenge. It's gonna be off stream, but I'm gonna publish the results on Twitter. Every day in November, I'm going to make. I would like it to be a full illustration, but like that would take the whole day, and I'm still gonna be streaming, so I probably won't have the time for that. But every day I'm gonna do at least a sort of detailed sketch of a couple, a canon couple from League of Legends in a prompt of different situations. Let me search here. So basically the whole thing is like to. Okay, so I understand the guess that you're giving, just like, is this, right? 30-day League of Legends OTP challenge, and I think the purpose is to use a single couple for all of the days, but there's like 7 or 8 canon romantic couples, might be hard to find. Okay, so I did stretch a little bit the definition of canon, but there's Twisted Fate engraves, which are confirmed. Twisted Fate engraves are confirmed, so there's those 2. There's Ashe and Tryndamere, which it's debatable because it's a forced marriage, but true. Riot isn't clear on LGBT because they just use it as leverage so that the LGBT community isn't disgusted by their behavior inside of the company. Rumble and Tristana, which I think lately has been getting more development, and apparently in a Pentakill music video they were very close, so it is a sort of one-sided relationship, but I think I'm going to consider it. There's one that was never truly made canon, but there's been released statements about, you know, the wanting to make it canon, which is Garen and Katarina. Yeah, they're just close friends, you know. They're just Canadian. They're really polite. They're just Canadian, right? That's there's Diana and Leona, which I will consider canon. I don't care what anyone says. It is canon. There's Lucian and Senna. Are you imposing the canon limit because ship means whatever you think? Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, the canon is so suggestive that I think even if you ship it, it's like, it's not too far of a stretch, right? Lucian and Thresh, yeah. Lucian and Thresh and Senna and Gwen. Yes. And we have Zaya and Rakan. I forgot it, Hecarim. Oh god. Not with my own 2 eyes. I did not just read that. I did not just read that. So many ways. Nunu and Anivia. Yes. A very chilling couple, if I say so myself. Actually, no, because Nunu is the child. Willump is the Yeti. So, do you want to correct what you just said? I is. He just quit midway. Okay, so it's the child and the cryo phoenix. Yes, yes. I'm sure Rule 34. They're waiting until she grows up. I don't know, man. Isn't that grooming? League of Legends is problematic. But yeah, there's like a few couples that I saw. Some of them are hard canon, and some are like so suggestive that I don't think it would be too far of a stretch. Feudal betrothal. Oh god, no. Ugh. Yeah, that whole practice. Ugh, disgusting. But yeah, like Garen and Katarina, there has been a lot of intention to make it canon, but Riot has been stopping it from happening. But I do think it would be an interesting couple to happen, right? Oh, I'm gonna pick all of them. I'm gonna draw all seven? Yeah, all 7 of these couples for different days. So like in the first day, which is first meeting, I think I'm gonna do Garen and Katarina. Yeah, I saw a Necrit video about it where he talked there that a novel, like a, not a novel, like a story was gonna come out about Garen and Katarina, and then it never did, and so it just left fans speculating about the whole nature of the relationship. But yeah, the first day, first meeting, I think I'm gonna do Garen and Katarina. So, wait, it's here? It's here. Yeah. But I already have a list of what couple I want in what day. I think it's more or less well distributed. Let me see. Doom. I'm gonna write here and see. Yes, eraser again. Really cool. TF, Graves, Ash, Shrin, Rumble. But I'm gonna do Yordles. It's faster. Yordles. Garen, Kata, Fiona, Lucian, Sin. Force myself to make finished pieces in 2 hours. Yeah, like there's things to gain from this, right? If you have a very limited amount of time to do certain pieces, you're gonna start making decisions quicker, right? And you have to go through with it. For TF and Graves, we have 1, 2, 3. We have 3. For Resh and Tryndamere, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm not very excited about them. Yordles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Garen and Katarina. Oh, 3, 4, 5. Garen and Katarina, 1. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I thought I had more than that. Yordles. Yeah, that's the name of their species. It's Yordles. Like small little creatures that live very long. Diana and Leona, I reckon this is the one that has the most. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think. Lucian and Senna. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And then Zaya and Rakhan. 1, 2, 3, I think. So 7, 7, 9, 10, 60, 13, 29. I do not know how to count. I missed one. Oh no. They're all a couple though. They're all a couple. What do you mean? They're all a couple. The Yordles? I don't think so. I don't think Corky is coupled with anyone. Neither is Heimerdinger. Right? What did I miss? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, Heimer is very decided. But yeah, I have like all of the days here listed. Even if I miscounted here, it's like everything is already planned in terms of what couple I'm gonna do in one day. And now I'm just working off stream into making quick sketches of ideas. And I always need to be ahead in terms of sketches so that I can work quicker in just fleshing out the drawing and yeah, and getting references and things like that. I need references for the characters, I need references for the poses and things like that. So yeah, I'm gonna be working a little bit more for the next half hour, and because I have people home, so I don't want to like impose too much on them. And yeah, then next stream is Wednesday, pretty much. Yeah. I think I'm not forgetting like any obvious couple. I think I searched by lists, so there might be obvious couples that I'm not recognizing. For instance, if TF and Graves weren't confirmed, I would have gotten TF and Evelyn, because I know they're also a thing in the, at least the old lore, maybe not so much the new lore. Or no, Nico is just that case where she's bi, but doesn't imply anyone in specific, so just bi. Yeah, in the old lore, I know that TF and Evelyn were a thing because of the tango skins and everything, but not in the new one. And I'm going with the new one, so. Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad way to go if you think about it. Not a bad way to go. That's all I'm saying. If you know, you ever want to end it all, that would be a good way to end it. Wait, didn't Ilawi had something with Braun. I think something happened, right? Now that I'm thinking about it, oh lord. Oh my god, spicy. Oh, Ilawi and GP. Oh, oh, oh. Maybe that's it. Ilawi and Gangplank. Yeah. Goddamn, poor Gangplank. Bye, snoo snoo. I haven't played Room King either. Like, for a game that was so advertised, I saw very little of it online. I don't know what happened. But I'm excited for the Riot MMO. I'm just afraid if it's gonna be like subscription based, because I don't have the money for that. I'm a starving artist. I don't have the money for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Oh yeah, what I said I was gonna do. It's not the hair. What is it? What's this? Wait, I was doing the details here. Damn, crazy. I don't know if subscription is better or worse. Yeah, I kind of get what you're saying. Yeah, because like subscription would ensure they have money to make things run, and so they could lax a bit in the pay to win. Exactly. That's exactly what I was talking about. Because if they don't make subscription, they gotta get the money from somewhere else, and they might do things pay to win, and that would ruin the game. That's a few years. That is also true. That is also true. Speaking of gaming ecosystem, like Overwatch 2 is a mess. Like it's such a mess that it's two messes. Maybe a mess and a half, but still. Like it's my god. Such a lazy sequel. Such a lazy sequel. Just a PR stunt. That's what it is. Overwatch 2 is the exact same game. The exact same game. Ridiculous. It's like, to be a new game, it has to be like... Yeah, it's a big patch. Like, it would need to be like, completely new maps. Like, forget the old maps, alright? If you want old maps, maybe add like a legacy mode or something. But like, the focus needs to be the new maps. And even if you keep the old characters, like, you need to introduce a lot of new characters as well. You cannot just change things a little bit. Somehow it's worse than the base game. Yeah, because now like queues are huge because people don't want to play support. I saw a lot of stuff that I don't know. I don't know, man. It's just Blizzard being Blizzard, I guess. And of course, because people usually flock to the hype, the game does pretty big numbers at the start, but it's gonna die very quickly. So unless they're prepared to like do advertisement to Overwatch 3 in the next patch. I don't know if they're gonna make it. Because... very mediocre. Let's hope that the MMO is good. It's still Overwatch. Overwatch is a great game. Yeah, the concept at least. The idea of Overwatch is a good game, but yeah, exactly. Like the decisions just killed the game. It's like the concept is good, you know. And there's so much bullshit because people knew that Overwatch 2 was coming out, and so they started saving their loot boxes, and nobody mentioned anything about automatically open the loot boxes from Overwatch 1. So a lot of people lost a lot of value. You know, that type of scummy tactic. It's just what Blizzard is constantly doing. People are constantly criticizing, but they still go and play their games. It's like, why? You know? Like, I wanted to see what the fuss was about Diablo Immortal, so I installed it and I played it, and I understood after maybe 2 hours, right? There's not really a lot to do if you're a free-to-play player, I guess, right? So I no longer have it. You know the system is bad when people are missing the loot boxes. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's like people are saving the loot boxes to open them in Overwatch 2, and it's like everything was opened automatically with the probabilities of Overwatch 1. So it's like, man, that is so scummy. Just really forcing people into spending more money into the game. Like, nah. If you complain a lot about the game, just leave. You know, that's exactly what I did with League. It's like, I complained more, like much more, than I had any fun with it. So just leave. Because like, oh, I already sunk so many hours into the game, might as well continue playing. Nah, man. That just makes you sink even more hours into the game, which is really not that productive. Just leave. You know? And if you're curious, come back once in a while. Like, I'm excited for the changes that they made to Akshan, or they're gonna make to Akshan, right? We even tried it before they installed the patch. But once the patch hits, I might try it. But I'm not gonna be playing League regularly anymore. I'm just not interested in the game. Like, I've been playing a lot of single player Minecraft and things like that. Because I really enjoy it. And when I say a lot, it's really not that much, but you know, as much as I can, I guess. Yeah, this is looking pretty great. But yeah, very passionate about video games. I actually got a game the other day. It was Need for Speed Rivals. Man, it's a bit frustrating, the format of the game, not gonna lie. First of all, I immediately had to turn off multiplayer because the people that play that game have pretty much already unlocked everything. And the normal state is multiplayer uh, all the time, right? You can make it single player, which I did, but you start multiplayer pretty much. And I was like, with a cheap ass car, and you can play as a racer or as a cop. And there was a guy playing as a cop, and like, you would ram into my car and destroy my car in one shot. Right? And I was getting really frustrated by that because I could barely drive. And then there's another thing with you collect street points by winning races and things like that. And if your car gets destroyed, you're immediately busted by the cops, right? And you lose all the street points that you collected. So technically speaking, you could do all of the missions, but if you don't get into a safe house, you could lose your street points. Right? There's these things called speed lists, which like have missions for you, and if you finish the missions, they will automatically give you safe speed points that you cannot lose. But it's so stupid because I have gained so many street points that I've already lost because it's really easy, even in single player, to total your car. So I don't know if it's a thing of like just driving better, because even with upgrading the durability of the car and the strength, it feels like the car is made of paper, pretty much. Yeah, but I really enjoy like racing games. I've done the 2005 Most Wanted. I've done the I think it's 2012 Most Wanted, which is not as good. I prefer the 2005 format, but the 2012 was also fun. And now I'm trying the Rivals one. I have the Need for Speed that doesn't have like a subtitle. Not subtitle, like a second title. It's just Need for Speed. And I also finished that one. It was okay. I enjoy those types of games. But in contrast, I hate driving in real life. So, like, if I want to lose weight, I'll just go for a drive real quick. Because in 15 minutes, I can assure you, I'm sweating. I cannot relax while driving. I just get overwhelmed by information because I'm very afraid of running over someone. Or, missing any sign. So. Yeah, good night, people. Sleep well. Tomorrow is another day. grinding those 86 hours. I will stream Wednesday. Tomorrow it's a break because I have other things to do. But yeah, Wednesday I will stream. I forgot to add a line here. Yeah. See you people. Good night. I was thinking something stupid now. I'm not gonna tell though. It's offensive. I mean, not really, but I better not. Yes. The stream that was discussing racial slang, yes. After the stream, I'm going to write a concerned letter to Elon Musk. Rip your Twitter. Polonius Moscow. Actually, like, this is for no particular personal reason, but it's like I had to ban Elon from showing up in my timeline because every single thing that he tweets, El Ton Mosquito, yes, like everything that he tweets is viral, right? And so it shows up in my feed, and it was getting kind of annoying because it was like every 2 tweets it was something from him. So I just very quickly banned him from showing up in my feed. Like, nothing personal, but I want more art stuff, less El Ton Mosquito stuff. Like, everybody's like, oh, it's finally free speech, or it's the end of free speech, and it's like, who cares? Who cares, man? Really? Like, it's Twitter. Like, the moment you have politicians using Twitter to make announcements, it's just like, what kind of politicians, you know? It's not, the problem is not Twitter, it's the politicians. I mean, don't be rude, but I don't think he cares about why you're blocking him. Yeah, of course. He doesn't know I exist. I'm just saying this, like, I had to block the messages from showing up because, Jesus Christ. Every single tweet, dude. I would scroll, there he is. Scroll a little bit more, there he is. Like, bro. Chill. El Ton Mosquito. El Ton Mosquito. I mean, if this is like, let's say I could just, yeah. Instead of having 5 layers. Yeah. There's nothing against him or for him. I don't really care. Like, as long as Twitter doesn't turn into a shit show, or I mean, even more of a shit show. He was already like that before he came, so. But I think I avoid the complicated parts well, so shouldn't be too much of a problem now. You know, if Donald Trump comes back, I'll just block. If Andrew Tate comes back, I'll block. That's what the block button is for. People just get so invested in pointless discussions. It's like, you're not going to change anyone's mind. And I think intuitively we know that. There are studies that prove. Remember that video that I sent you of H-Bomber guy, right? He talked specifically about that. That if you try to convince someone that they're wrong, they'll double down. So it's like, especially on Twitter, it's not worth to enter a discussion because you are not going to change anyone's mind, and you're probably being, you're probably doing it, or doing a poor job for your own cause. Just like vegans, you know, the stunts that they pull, not all of them obviously, but like the more extreme activists, the stunts that they pull just turn everyone away from veganism. Just because they use the wrong strategy for it. Yo, this is looking good. Decent, even. I think I'm just gonna make it a little bit bigger on the outside. Yeah, 3 hours just to do the line art. Damn. But I've been watching a few videos on coloring, so hopefully this time I'll do some coloring that I'm really proud of. I'm already proud of how Tainari worked out, but I do have to say, because I wasn't fully aware of what I was doing, it was a bit of luck as well. So let's see if I can streamline the process better this time around. But it would be a shame if Twitter stopped being a good place for me, because Instagram is pretty much like ass. Right? It doesn't work, period. Like, unless you're working with Reels, which I really don't want to. I tried, and it's a lot of work to get it right. Like, I tried doing a TikTok once, and it's so hard for such small amounts of content. Also, I forgot to register the time where things happened in the stream, because it usually helps me to edit shorts. I usually point that out, but forgot this time. Whatever. I still have the other short to edit about about me going to school, crossing a flooded street. still have to edit. Being a bit lazy about it, but whatever. I'm gonna increase stabilization a little bit. So hopefully when I finish this, oh yeah, it's gotta be 3 hours of stream pretty much. Wait, did I forget this part? I did. Oh lord. Alright. We'll do like this. And just say it was all intended. It's just a prank, bro. It was just a tank, bro. Seems like Geo is not a regular. Unfortunate, but more will show up. Focus right now, so hard to keep conversation going. I'm also getting a bit hungry. Should have stretched a little bit more. Didn't. Now my back is like dying. Some sort of sprinting, which doesn't look like it. This is like professional artist rhythm. To me is like sprinting full steam ahead. Unfortunate. Don't worry, we have an action in our team. I'll respawn quickly. Like, I would really like to know what was going on in the gameplay design team at Riot to like include so many revives and shields. We scale late game. Yeah. Yikes. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna reach late game. Right. This is Kaeya. Which one is the next one? I forgot. I already saw it like 3 times and I'm constantly forgetting. I think I have a list somewhere, right? I did do a list. Larva. Alright, so we go back to a girl. Actually, let me see. Oh, and then it's Diluc, which is a 5-star. Everyone goes crazy. Actually, after this, I think I'm gonna post Lisa. By the way, I was completely forgetting of posting the characters on Twitter. It's like the stupidest thing ever. I think I reached more or less the point. Okay, just gotta fix a few places like here, and then we're done. Here, I think I did everything, right? What about here? I didn't hear it. See, this is also important. Like, if I turn off the line art, like you can more or less see what he's doing, right? Crouching. I think this shape is a bit weird, but he's crouching. Yeah. This is like probably the cape. You can definitely see this is a sword. The arm is here. So this is important for silhouette, which I usually kept it very closed. And that's not good. Good. Oh, the same. Same. Like I'm giving 120% on this. There are a few things that I could have done better. But overall, I think it's really good. Really, really good. I should have gotten references for the hands and the feet, I think. Because, like, see how they look different in size? I might be able to fix a little bit at least. Because the hands look very different in size. And I don't want that. Yeah. Like this one still looks bigger, but overall, I think this one is closer as well. So it works. Okay. But yeah. So, as you can see, like the shape changed a little bit so that I can make the silhouette more visible. So like the silhouette is no longer this, right? It's a bit different. I could correct it. Yeah, I could correct it. Right. Just right. Make it visible. No, wait, I need to. Yeah. What part is that? I'm not gonna worry too much about that. Yeah, not that. Just worry more about big changes to the silhouette. This here as well. Here's a bit different. Right. Maybe I could select it. I don't know what I just did. This big brush. Big brush. Here it changed as well. Like I'm not trying to color everything, just what's on the outside. so that I can, I want to try this eraser, actually. Yeah. I need to, like, understand how that works. It's probably like the level of tolerance, but yeah. This way is a bit faster. Just so if I screw up the selection, I don't have to do it all over again. Let's go. So, in terms of selection, if we turn this off, yeah, this looks pretty cool. Like if I did it like they do in Genshin, right? It almost looks like official. It's just that they usually do standing up, right? So it looks pretty cool. My back. So, this is it for today. I want to thank everyone that joined me today, whether it was live or on the pod. And again, tomorrow I won't be streaming, so next stream will be Wednesday, 9 a.m. GMT +1. Thank you all so much. And now I'm gonna get some food and proper rest, I guess. But yeah, see you Wednesday. Goodbye.